Hey YouTube, it's Lynn, Lindy0321. Happy New Year to all you YouTubers and all my WLSP. Hi. Yeah, Happy New Year. I kind of tried to make a video last week, but it didn't work. And anyway, just been really busy trying to wrap up this year and get everything done. And anyway, coming in for I counted up my weeks this morning. I think it's like week 35 of since I've had my gastric sleeve done back on May 1st of 2012. I'll give you my numbers. I started out the highest weight ever at around 310. Had a weight problem since I've been 9 years old. I remember being fat at 9 years old and remember feeling different at 9 years old. About that time I was around 240 pounds up until I was 16 years old. And then my mom went to this weight doctor and we lost a ton of weight. But anyway, ended up the day of surgery, May 1st, 2012, I was around 264, and today, I have not weighed this morning. Aunt Flo is here, and that's something that I want to talk about today because I need some responses from my people out there. Wow, I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that they're going through things with their cycle, but you know, I'm anywhere around, I saw as low as 209, and now I'm up to like 212 or something like that. I haven't weighed today, so, well, yeah, I weighed early this morning, I was 212, but I have been like really pigging out today, so I don't know what my problem has been. I don't know if I'm just knowing that this is the last day of the year. You know how our mind works sometimes, and you know, wow, I got to get it all in as much as I can. I think that some of it. The other thing is I've been really trying to finish up my year at work, and I have been working really hard. And anyway, you know, I guess I kind of used food today, and you know, I use my period as an excuse, but I've used food today to kind of get me through and kind of take my mind off, you know, all the pressure of what I had to do for work, and almost, you know, kind of like get me through it. And it did. And, you know, I felt bad today because today is the first day in a while that I could remember dependent on food for emotional, you know, and that's what binge eaters do. And, you know, I've been working hard on that. So anyway, you know, it is what it is, but I did that today, and I don't like it, but hopefully, you know, I'll get back on track. But yeah, my cycle is here, and you guys, I just turned 40 on October the 30th, and I am seriously, here's some crackheads that are driving. Freaking idiots. Sorry, y'all. People in this town drive like crackheads. Anyway, I turned 40, and I don't know if this has happened to everyone else, but I really think that I'm starting to go through the perimenopause. I always knew that I had this, that really bad PMS, whatever that's called. I knew that, and of course, I never really dealt with it. I'm on birth control pills now, and they do help. And then I am on Wellbutrin now. Since May, or since probably about, not since my surgery, but my doctor put me on it probably around June or July. I've been July, August. No, I've probably been on Wellbutrin 3 to 4 months, and you know, it seems to have helped me. But during my period, and what happens is, and I know it's not just a mental thing. I mean, I know a lot of it is our mental processes, and I've got to do something to change my mental process. But something happens to me, and it used to be a solid week before my cycle started, and I was always on time. Oh my God, there's like some people that are looking at me like I've lost my mind. Anyway, who cares? They don't even know me. I used to like have these issues a solid week before my menstrual cycle, and I would know, my period is coming, and I would just be a total butthole. I started having all the cravings for the carbs, for all those cravings. I'm bad with cravings around that time of the month, and it's just like I use that still. I'm trying to quit, but I think I still use it as a crutch. But anyway, um, in the last, since my surgery, it did force me into my period early, and it kind of like got me off a little bit. And then it started me 2 weeks early, and I had to get back on it, and my pills, and kind of, it got me 2 weeks off. And ever since then, I will tell you that my PMS is coming like not just a week before, but it's starting a week and a half, because I'm starting to be late every month for my period. Last month I was 3 days late, which freaks me out. And then, I'm having all the symptoms of PMS, all the moodiness, I'm being a butthole to my boyfriend, which, I'm not bragging, but it's horrible. I'm just, I'm just having all these symptoms, and then, so last month I was 3 days late, and it kind of got me messed up on my pill, but I kept taking it the way I was supposed to, and this month, I started having all my PMS symptoms, a solid almost 2 weeks ago. And I started 3 days late again, and I just started on Sunday, which was yesterday, which put me 3 days later than I started last week. And so what I'm going to do is have to just, I'm going to act like I'm on my sugar pills this week, and then I'm going to start on, back on my real pills the following week. I mean, I'm just so jacked up on my period, and and I'm wondering, I know this stuff starts happening after 40, and I'm entering into premenopause maybe. So anyway, I know a lot of y'all went, and I mean, I haven't actually skipped a period yet, but definitely something's changing in my body, and it's driving me nuts, and I was, I have some compulsive disorders, because it was driving me crazy not to start. I mean, I was like, why can't I start? It's driving me crazy. So anyway, what do you guys do? And I'm going to see my gynecologist. I have an appointment for February for my annual, so I'm definitely going to tell them about it, and see what they think. Anyway, hopefully by then, I don't know. I mean, finally, yesterday I said, who cares, crap. I'm not pregnant. Thank God. So, I mean, if I don't start, who cares, Ugh. But anyway, I wanted to run that by you all and see what y'all thought. I mean, it's just something for me to think about, and really, I know the things that we're supposed to do: eat right, no sugar, exercise, more water. I plan on starting a lower carb regimen. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. That's what I'm supposed to be focusing on anyway, so I'm really going to be working hard towards, getting the carbs out, and, I think I've lost around 55 pounds, probably a little less than 55, but, I have a long way to go. My ultimate goal weight is 140. I'm like at you can say 212 right now. So you do the math. I think it's 60, 70. That's around 75 pounds, and I've got more to lose than I've lost. Um, so I have a lot of weight to lose. The reason I want to get to 140, it's not that I have to get to 140, but from what I've heard, you're going to fluctuate once you lose all your weight. You're really going to get to a place where you're comfortable. So I think if I get to 140, I can get around. I can go between 145 and 155, and if I ever say 160, I'm going to be like, woo, that's I don't want to be past that. And so my ultimate, for me to be happy is 150. 150. I've been 150 before, and I will tell my story. I started to tell a little bit, but this video is getting kind of long. But I'm another one that has lost weight. I've lost all my weight two different times completely, down to 150 pounds, where my BMI was at 24, and gained every bit of it back twice. One time I kept it off, and I might have already said this on one of my videos, I'm not sure. The first time I lost it at 16, kept it off to around 25 years old, and gained, that's when I, got up to around 240. And then when I was about close to 30, I went on another diet, because I had gained every bit of my weight back. I was around 240 pounds. And then I went on a diet, and pretty healthy. I was, drinking a lot of shakes, doing Atkins, and I lost exercising every day like a maniac. I lost every bit of the weight again. I was at 150. My BMI was great. I was healthy, and the stressors of life, things that boom, hit you in the face. That's the things I've got to learn to deal with, because when the real problems come in life, where the real things that they stay with you for 2 or 3 weeks, or 2 or 3 months, or maybe a year, we got to go on, and I can't use food to get me through that, and I so use food, and I so use it. So anyway, I just want everybody to know that it is a daily thing, and we have to stay focused, because otherwise we will gain the weight back. My nutritionist, she's little bitty. My exercise specialist, that little bitty. Don't even think about gaining your weight back. And I said, look, I've done it twice. It's awareness. It's not negativity, because we don't have to gain this weight back. We don't, we can lose the weight forever. I believe in that. But I believe that if you use food, as an emotional thing in your life, then you're always going to have to struggle with not, it's going to be a constant struggle until God absolutely 100 delivers us. Anyway, this is getting too long. People are driving up and thinking I'm crazy. I hope you all have a blessed, happy New Year. I love all you guys. Thanks to all my new subscribers. I've been watching all the videos and all the New Year's resolutions, all the positivity, all the encouragement. I'm driven now because of you. I love you all, guys. I love you guys, and thanks, Janaea, Pinkfish Lily, my girl. Mwah. Thank you for my Christmas card. That means so much to me, because you are my favorite, and I watch you like constantly. I'm always looking out there waiting on your video. I loved your food haul. I'm so proud of you. You're doing so awesome. I was just like, wow. I so want to get the D-switch. Yeah, I really do. But anyway, love you guys. Happy New Year. Blessed. Be safe. Watch out for the other crazies, and don't be too crazy yourself. Peace. Happy New Year. Bye.